Welcome to episode 4. Almost forgot. We just went over it of the Alex Cora Center for Kids, and they want to do other stuff, whatever. The original crew here from the Anchor Days. Paul, welcome back.
Hey, everybody.
And Mike.
Hey.
What'd you say last time? It was like, I forget.
Ahoy, hoy.
Yeah, that was good. That's the Anchor. Just the voice, though. Now we got YouTube. Yeah. So that we have no notes, no script. We're just gonna dive right in here and talk about some Major League Baseball stuff. Mike, ask me how I'm doing.
Dave, how are you?
Better than Kevin Pillar.
You're not kidding.
My goodness. Just got out of we got home from Emory's baseball game, and I thought it couldn't get better than Pee Wee baseball in Winterville, North Carolina. And my God, I mean, I'm sure, has everyone seen it? Paul, I'm sure, Mike, you've seen it. So
yeah,
Bryce got hit like that, didn't have that reaction, like that blood reaction. I mean, it was pouring out of him. Like they couldn't get out there quick enough, and they did take their time to get out there, it seemed, the trainer. Yeah. But then Pillar gets up, jogs off, I think just for the pictures, because Christina and I are yelling at the TV, put pressure on it, put pressure on it.
Yeah, I saw Marcus Stroman was tweeting about him today, like basically like the whole locker room is like, this guy's an animal. And then he came out to hand out the lineup card today. Yeah, and was like, am I playing?
Right, yeah. I saw him tweet that. Am I in the lineup?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like doing his press conference where he's like saying, like, I know it's gotta be tough for that guy, you know, like not trying to play scared or whatever after you hurt somebody, and like saying stuff to him. So that was good to see too. Like he's not like holding that against him or anything. Not that he would, but some people do.
The pitcher?
Yeah.
I mean, I was watching the Mets broadcast of it. And they like honed in on Jacob Webb, the pitcher, like so much, like, and it was clear they were like, Snicker's going to have to take him out, and he did. But then there was like a rule.
He was definitely shook up from it.
It was weird. Like, how do you keep playing baseball after something like that? That was like hard. You know, it was one of those moments like, oh my goodness, that was bad. But okay, that's a good segue into the injuries that are happening. Now, that's a freak injury, but there's so many like hamstrings, shoulder inflammations for pitchers. Tommy John is coming up, like UCL sprains. Mike Trout's now out 6 to 8 weeks on the same day.
I actually got a double injury alert the other night. It was one alert, and it's Michael Conforto injury out, whatever. Jeff McNeil injury, and I'm like, damn, they didn't even. This is like same inning. These guys are going out.
Yeah, they're now. How can we make this more efficient? We're gonna.
And then the Mets also lost their minor league prospect, is getting surgery now, outfield prospect. So they had to trade for Cameron Maven today.
Who was he? What team was he on?
The Cubs, minor league.
Yeah. Well, I saw. So who's the guy? Khalil Lee or something? He just made it.
Yeah, him. And
former
there was
Royal.
That's when they brought up.
Mm-hmm. That's how I should former first place Royal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He
was part of the Benintendi trade, the 3-teamer. He was kind of towards the top of our prospect list in the minors, so he's a decent. He kind of leveled off, so I'm sure that's why they were fine getting rid of him. But we'll see if he can do anything.
Well, he's getting his opportunity.
Yeah, the one that got hurt for the Mets, so it's Pete Crow Armstrong.
Hyphen?
Yeah.
You have another one, Reed Foley. What's with these hyphenated Mets?
And also, last Mets point, it cracks me up if you follow Steve Cohen on Twitter, because he tweets like just an armchair fan, basically. He's like, we got a lot of injuries here. It's going to be a rough couple weeks. It's like,
as they beat the Braves with the AAA team here.
Yeah.
So, Paul, I did not mean to be – well, okay, I kind of was a dick when I asked for a Royals update. But I happened to just be scrolling through the standings and saw L11. Had no idea that was happening until that moment. Since you tweeted out or texted us, they went 1-12.
Yep. It was a solid run there, straight from the top to 23rd, baby.
It's like the kiss of death.
Huh? Well, it is what it is. You got to take advantage of those moments being a Royals fan whenever things like that happen, because you know they're not going to last. So I didn't expect 11 in a row loss to send us down to 23, but hey, it is what it is.
And throughout that time frame, you actually landed 2 John Boy breakdowns, though, thanks to Angel Hernandez. So the Royals were all over John Boy with Angel Hernandez. I think the first call was like, was it a catch and out in the outfield with the Indians? And then Matheny asking for, I think it was a bad strike call or something.
I didn't see the one about the catch one, but the one was Brady Singer screaming at Angel Hernandez for balls and strikes shit. And he just went off on him as he was walking off the field and then got tossed.
Yeah, I saw an angry Singer. Yeah, I remember that one.
Mm-hmm. Good old Brady.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Trout's out 6 to 8 weeks here. The same day Stanton goes down, which I know Scott in our group has both of those guys. So that's a big loss, especially the way Stanton's hitting. Injuries are scaring me. It's like my whole team's in red. I don't have any IL spots. I have Jeff McNeil on my bench on the IL right now.
I know it's shocking. We added the IL spots last year because of COVID, and we're actually needing them this year for non-COVID related absences.
I got Tatis Jr. on the COVID list, so he's on there for that.
Yeah, I have Glaber as well. Glaber Torres. The worst immune system in baseball right now, Glaber Torres, vaccinated, second time being contracting COVID.
Badge of honor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So I had real quick just a weekly Ohtani stat. I'm sure you'll love this, Paul. Who he might be the fantasy MVP currently, Shohei Ohtani. So the fewest games to 25 extra base hits for the Angels. This is all time. 40 games. Fourth place was Darren Erstad in 98. 39 games for Troy Gloss in 2000. 38 games for Shohei this year. And then first is Trout with 37 games in 2017. And then fewest starts to 40 strikeouts for the Angels. So 4 of the top 5 are Nolan Ryan, and then third is Shohei Ohtani this year.
It's pretty crazy. Like the home run he hit last night was freaking chest high, 94-mile-an-hour fastball, chest high. He hit a bomb. It's freaking crazy, man. And I was trying to trade him to everybody. No one would take him.
He's so fun to watch.
Yeah, that's true. People should have got. I mean, we were hoping he would get the outfield designation. That hasn't happened yet, right? He hasn't played.
He's got. I don't know what it is. It still 10? Like you have to have 10 appearances in a position, or what is it?
I thought it was 10, but I saw that Testa scooped up Willie Calhoun, who's now an outfielder, and I did not think he had played 10 games in the outfield yet this year, but I could be wrong.
I did. That would be like the best ad of the week, potentially, right there, right?
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, got home from work and was like, hey, let me see what his if he got outfield eligibility yet. Oh, he's gone. And he's gone.
Yeah, I actually I just got a text while this was going about is it who has Whit Merrifield? Is that Kyle?
Keep it real, Muto. Yes.
Now, is it Kyle? Yeah, Kyle. Yeah. So I was trying to trade for Whit Merrifield for a while with him. He's like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, all right. And now he's come around after the people I tried to trade him have caught fire.
Classic Kyle.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I already have a second baseman if I trade with Adam, so I don't need a second baseman anymore. My outfield's stacked up. So
that was
happening, Kyle.
That was a good trade. Who knew Paul had pitchers to send out? Alex Wood. And then you got to take Alex Wood's nice start that night and then trade him the next day. That was okay. All right, big brain.
See what I did there? Well, yeah, and going back to pitching, freaking Testa's trade was he was trying to trade me pitching for hitters. Like, who do you think you like? How long have we been doing this league? Everybody knows my stance on pitching. Why he sent me he was trying to send me Stroman and the Cleveland Indians closer for Kyle Tucker, who's on like a freaking tear right now. Like, why would I even do that in a general sense, let alone shitty pitchers?
Well, Mike's getting a little heated. Hey, Stroman.
Tucker's been hot. No, Stroman's fine, and Emmanuel Clase has been pretty good, but it's the Cleveland hasn't had a ton of save opportunities as it is. So
Cleveland's below the Royals in the AL Central standings, and you know what the Royals just pulled off the last 12 games or 13 games, as Dave like to bring up. So, not many opportunities for them.
I didn't know the Indians were below them. Wow.
Actually, maybe not. Maybe not. No. But I know the Twins are dead last in the Central, which is sad because it's the Royals and the Tigers in that division.
How sad is that? That is worth talking about. The Twins, and they're getting crushed though. Like they're not just losing. They lost 16-4 yesterday. They're down 4-0 today. Like it's just every game is just out of hand immediately.
Yep.
Yeah. Speaking of that game, wanted to bring up if anybody saw the Yerman Mercedes home run off of Williams Astudillo.
Great pronunciation. Great work.
Which I know Tony La Russa was saying he didn't like.
That guy's an idiot.
It's his own player that hit it.
Old man yells at cloud. That was one of the comments.
But yeah, it was 3-0 count, 47-mile-an-hour pitch from Astudillo.
So,
and
you know the power that has to happen for a 47-mile-per-hour
he hit
pitch
it 400
to go as far as that ball did.
He hit it 400 feet off that slow of a pitch. Yeah.
Yeah, what La Russa said, it was a mistake, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it'd be handled within the family or something like that, like some sort of punishment. Like, shut up, man. That's so
sounds
dumb.
like The Godfather.
It's such a weird marriage that manager with that team too.
Yeah, it's
because that's like the fun young team, and it's the old grumpy manager.
Yeah, that's just Reinsdorf for you, being an idiot owner.
Yeah.
He also didn't know the rules of like, if the pitcher made the last out, you could put an actual position player at second base in extra innings.
Yeah.
And then he admitted it. He didn't know. I mean, yeah, it's the manager, but like, where's the help? You have 8 other big, large, old men, baseball minds on the bench with you that felt, no, I don't know this rule either. All of you.
Yeah, not one person knew.
I guess AL team, you can give them a little like, well, it wouldn't. How would the pitcher make the last out? It happens like not much, but still.
Yeah.
It's sad. They're just a poorly run organization. So,
what else is happening in Major League Baseball?
Pujols had his first start for the Dodgers.
Oh my God, they started
at first base. Which is actually, I'm pissed now because that seems like it's going to be keeping Tony Gonsolin from coming back a little bit longer. They put him on the 60-day IL now, retroactive for a while. So he'll be the end of the month he can play maybe. But it was to make room for Pujols.
It's a big body to make room for.
All that young talent, and they keep them down to have Pujols play first base.
It seems like I thought he'd go at AL for DH spot, but then like them, I know they have injuries, but it seems like a short-term thing. Like once everybody's healthy, why would you put Albert Pujols in the field at all?
Yeah, maybe it's like a James Harden, Blake Griffin type situation where he just was, kind of happy, just a little fat and happy in LA, that side of LA. And now a little bit of motivation possibly for him.
I mean, it's a good fire under the ass. I mean, you get DFA or not? Was it DFA? Like you just got let go essentially, and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer. That stings a little, no matter who you are or where you're at in your career. And now he's coming out saying he never said he wanted to play every day. Like there's different quotes, misleading stuff from what seems like a bad breakup made
Yeah.
worse now, especially now he's in LA again. It's just weird.
He might have known too once Joe Madden got there. The writing was on the wall, you know.
What else is going on? Anything else before fantasy? Should we get into our league here? Testa won the whip, which to my demise, like with his pitching did so well against me, and he sat the right people too, which just made me more frustrated because he would sit Charlie Morton, who blew up. He sat Lucas Giolito, who also blew up. And who sits Lucas Giolito, really? A mastermind.
He's got the numbers somehow, yeah. He's crunching the numbers.
I said to Dan, I deleted it because I was so mad about it. I said, I hate that you're guessing right on your pitchers. And then he goes, they're not guesses. And I was like,
Of course he said that.
I put that on my wall, bulletin board material for the rest of the week.
Got a lot of matchups circled the rest of the season for your calendar, huh, Dave?
Yeah, you just get under that skin. I won't forget.
It's a lot of talk from somebody who didn't even make the playoffs last year.
Oh,
I guess there was no playoffs. There was no.
Roto.
2 years ago then.
Has he paid you?
I don't know. I can't remember now. It's all melted together after this last year.
Well, I can't pull it up on my screen, but I did do a brief lookup while I'm recording. I can't do. Maybe I can. It doesn't even let me share the screen right now. I was looking at who had the most moves. I assumed Paul, and Paul, you have the most moves. I can't see it on mine. I have trouble with the app. Is not as user friendly as the laptop. Like as far as information, I find.
Yeah.
Like I can't even. Like that trade with you and Adam, I can't go on the phone and like push it through. I have to go on the laptop, which sounds like a first world problem, but I really don't pull out the laptop when the kids are around. So it was like I almost forgot, and you would have had that second game without the trade going through. Anyway, what the hell was I talking about?
Standings, maybe
Laptop.
matchups, standings.
Oh, so I wanted to talk like the moves, the amount of moves each person's made. Paul, you're leading. I remember 40. You got 40 moves right now, but there's people that are close to you. So I know Keith has 33 and he's in last. Let me say that louder. Keith is in last place and he has 33 moves. So Paul, you've moved up a little bit. You're doing better than what you were doing, right? You're kind of making moves now that's starting to work in your favor.
Yeah, I've crept up to like middle of the pack right now. I need to do well against Mike this week, so we'll see how that plays out. But
you guys are playing. All right.
Yeah, we got a big matchup this week.
I see you pulling the Chris Bubik against me.
I have to do it. I got it. If he does well, I have to do it against you. You know, the Royals.
Yeah. I saw it was 0-0 after the third. I saw the third inning score ticker go up on my notification. So at least you got 3 innings. There's like a slight delay in the second inning of rain, but I don't know if he went. I would assume he went back out there because Woodruff was still pitching for the Brewers. So.
Nice. Use your own players against you. That's what is currently happening. I'm playing Patrick. Freddie Freeman hit a home run. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm happy about this. And,
yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah, and the week I played Tom, like Austin Riley, eventually he caught fire the 1 week. And now he also had Albies, and they were like hitting, and I'm like Austin Riley hit a home run. And I'm like, God damn it! But you're like rooting against your team. It's so weird. It's a weird phenomenon, this fantasy baseball thing.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at is moves. You have the most moves, and you're kind of moving up. You've shown us that works. I would say our track record, we have enough data now on Paul to show that the streaming can work. Now he hasn't won the big one, but he has won money each of the last 2-3 years doing what he does. So Keith trying to employ that. I think Keith is drowning in injuries as well, but Chris has 7 moves. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I know he's tied or is in like 10th place, 9th place. So I actually made the trade for Lindor with Chris. I had sent it 2 days prior. I don't really talk to Chris. He's pretty quiet in the chat. So like I don't know. I sent it and then never heard from him. Forgot about it. Was offering Machado to Patrick for Freeman. And then later that night, I got a text from Scott talking about the trade, and I was like, "What trade?" And he was like, and I guess Chris said it accepts. Very efficient conversation. You want him? Okay, that was it. So then it was like, "Oh, I forgot about this." So I was already moving on from Chris, but he's there. He's lurking.
Everybody should do it. It's fun. I'm just getting in my groove now. I picked up some shit people last week and it screwed me. But this week I picked up Logan Webb already. He had a good outing yesterday.
That was a great start. Yeah.
And I had John Gant tonight with the Cardinals. Now they are up like 5-0 early in that game. So as long as he doesn't get blown up, that should be a decent deal again. So we'll see.
Cardinals pitching has been pretty good. Mike and I were talking about that. He's got Flaherty
and streaming against Pittsburgh is always a pretty safe bet.
Yeah, that's why I kind of went with him. He walks like a shit ton of people, but I was like, the Pirates offense isn't good. It's worth a roll of the dice. So
Gant's not flashy, but he's a good pitcher.
Yeah. Solid streaming option compared to what was out there for sure. So did that, and I'll be at the start tomorrow. Our office is going out to the Cardinals game, so I'll be watching him face off with whoever.
Oh, you get to see Flaherty. Hopefully,
I think it's like maybe Anderson or something like that, or Keller. One of those. No, Anderson was tonight, I think. So I think it must. Or no, that Brubacher was. I don't know.
Who cares? They're Pirates.
That's what you ultimately should go with. Yes, that's the final answer.
That's cool. That's a nice little outing.
Yep. So the Enterprise, the family that owns Enterprise is based here in St. Louis, and the family that owns Enterprise is also the one that started the MLS team coming here to St. Louis and building the stadium privately and all that sort of stuff. So have some connections with the Enterprise stuff. So get to use their suite at the Busch Stadium.
Damn, sweet. Are you have you been to Busch Stadium?
Not since everything went down COVID wise. So it'll be the first time back. I haven't been to a suite. I've been to like some of the club levels there at Busch, but I've never been to a suite there. So that'll be the first time at a suite at Busch Stadium.
Are they full capacity?
No.
Okay. No. I saw another Indians are now doing it. Full. Braves are doing it.
Royals are going full at the end of May.
Well, that's cool. It's not every, Luke just went to a Blue Jays game. Oh,
nice.
See this, we're running out of time. Luke just went to a Blue Jays game down in Dunedin, which is actually on the list for our live draft next year. He said that he's doing recon. That's what Luke's doing. And he had a story. I wish he could get on here. He said he got evil looks from the people around him because a foul ball was hit at him, and he's holding his 7-month-old daughter. And instead of like shielding, he went for the ball. It hit somebody's hand in front of him and bounced over. And he said he was looking around and all of them were just. And he said Lori, his wife, was like also part of that group. And I was like, well, priorities here. That foul ball could mean a lot to that later on in life. Should we do a standings update? I'll just go through. I always feel like a dickhead when I say this because I've been in first. So it's always like, I'm in first.
Oh, I'm in first.
Mike, you're creeping too. So it's me, Mike, Carlson charge. He just dropped Carlson. He's going to need a new team name, as I do, but he needs a new one.
Don't worry about it. I haven't had fam in a year, so.
I like Adam's team name. Can I get a woo-woo? I don't know what a woo-woo is, but it was funny. But he's tied with Dan, so they're tied in third. Loot, fifth with Tom. All right, Tom. Talking about streaming. Tom is like a mass streamer right now. then you, Paul. So you're in 7th, but you're the last over 500 right here, 40 and 39. Then we got Kyle, Scott, Chris, Patrick, and Keith. Keith in last. I know he listens, so I just have to say his name a lot.
Keith.
So how are we liking the season so far? I know I've kind of brought up Roto versus head to head. I'm leaning Roto, but I know I don't have the votes here, but I lean Roto. But how are we liking this year so far?
Oh, having a good time as always. Obviously, big fan of the categories head to head. Always I love being able to make the daily moves, and playing head to head is always fun.
I still love it. Yeah.
So you're like full on Roto, Dave. You're not like even a little bit like the head to head stuff.
Oh, I love the head to head. I love it. I love it all. But I get pissed when like Tom beats me 10-4 one week when I'm like, okay, that shouldn't happen, Tom. If it was Roto, like I would say I like my team long term, but week to week you kind of get fucked potentially. So it's just
for sure. Yeah, you could have like the second best numbers and everything. But the person you're playing has the best and everything, then you just get screwed that week whenever you'd have a good week playing anybody else. So it makes sense.
I used to have that issue in fantasy football. I'd be like, that one, and then the playoffs, you really have a shitty week, and you could have like won the league, and you're like, you lose week 1, and you're like, well, that sucks because you just ran into the wrong team.
Yeah,
I still love this. I'm not saying that. I'm like, well, Roto rewards the better team long term, I'd say, and that's where Scott just last year wire to wire. I will admit, head to head's more fun. I like being able to text when you're playing somebody. Like Roto, you didn't really have the back and forth. You were just kind of like watching it happen. You could still make moves, but you were like, it's a little different, a little quieter.
Yeah, for sure.
We got a 5-minute countdown here, but just anything? What else? What else? Fantasy? Should we go through head to heads here? You guys are matched up.
Yep.
I'm matched up with Patrick. So far, that's not going well for Patrick, but Garrett Cole blew up yesterday. The one time. That's what they were saying. Okay, so the app would say, Garrett Cole sets the record, 59 strikeouts before a walk, whatever. And I was like, yeah, also he gave up 5 earned runs. So let's talk about what's important here.
Yeah, that was the record previously held by Corbin Burns for like 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that.
Yeah, I had no idea Cole was even approaching this, and then I thought it was some outlandish record that won't ever be broken. I was like, that's a lot of strikeouts before, and then you're like, no, and probably Cole's will get broken next week. We don't know.
Yeah, that might be one you see broken a few times this season with the way guys are swinging.
Lute's up big. It's still early here, Tuesday, so it's almost like not worth it to do this. But Lute's up over Kyle. Keith over Scott. Are you Randy, baby? Ooh, I just flipped to your guys' matchup. Doesn't look pretty, Mike. Not yet.
It's Tuesday.
That's right.
Yeah, none of his pitching stuff is flipped over yet. It's still too early.
0.68 ERA for you, Paul. Nice.
Hey, can you just stop talking? Okay, look, I do need to bring that up. Let's stop talking. Just stop talking about my team. The second you text me about Escobar, he went 0 for 32 his next 32 at bats or some crazy shit like that.
This
You're
podcast
like, hey,
is
great pick up there. And then he sucked. And then he finally had that one good game of 7 RBIs the other night, but now he's back to sucking again. So I appreciate it. Thank you for the kind
I'm trying
word,
to be friendly.
but stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Message heard. Everyone hears it.
Yeah, this podcast has been the kiss of death for a lot of players this season already. So
that's why you're slowly bringing everybody on, Dave, just so it can like slowly kill off everybody. The kiss of death. I see what you're doing now.
Yeah. I have plans.
40 chess, baby. We're all playing checkers.
Yeah, I live in year 3021. Close one with Dan and Chris, 653 right now, and then Tom, 10-4 over. Can I get a woo woo? I'm sure there's some fun texts going on there. Adam, he hasn't changed his name to fuck with Tom yet, but we'll see. I did want to pick a new stat for next week. Stat of the week. We did whip, so that would be, let's do an offensive stat. Paul, you pick. Celebrity pick. Offense.
You pick?
We already did, what do we do? Walks?
He has walks. Fucking stupid.
Well, we got to do them all.
Can we do strikeouts and the most strikeouts win? So it's like reverse? Because I would win that one probably.
That's a good
why don't we
one.
just do something like we could just do like RBIs or something. I don't want to make it negative like being a positive, but
Yeah,
I guess we could do most strikeouts. You get a little bit of money for having a shit week of strikeouts, but
no, we're not rewarding you for being.
I thought I was the celebrity picker. I get shit there.
You can't just make up the rules of the stat. I'm telling you to pick the stat.
I did strikeouts.
Okay, so the least amount of strikeout. That doesn't help you.
No, we're not doing that. Let's just go like RBI, something simple.
That's good. That helps you. You have the best hitting. It's scary looking at your lineup. I know I can't talk about you anymore. I just love talking about your team.
I'll say it then because I'm looking across it every time I log on now. It is you have a good lineup, Paul.
And what sucks is I swear my bench, like just how I rotate the people through, my bench hits like 4 home runs a week. It's fucking crazy. That's why I was trying to trade people away. It's like I have too many people. Someone take these people.
And yeah, you got to keep your bench tiny, so it just takes the decision out of your hands completely.
I like having like not great people on the bench, but have like multiple position of eligibility. So like when there's like the off chance of taking a night off or those getaway days that there aren't that many games, just plugging and playing. And even if they're not good, okay.
Speaking my language, man. Speaking my language,
dude.
Yeah.
So
same page there.
And like I people were falling in the draft, so that's why I picked up Baez. Like he's falling. I think he'll have a bounce back year. I'll just grab him, and he strikes out a shit ton, but he's having a good year otherwise, and he's just on the bench. And then I have the AL MVP because Vlad's doing so well, and I can't sit Shohei anymore. So like then like freaking Jose Abreu's on my bench because I have nowhere to freaking put him.
We feel so bad for you.
I know. I know. That's why people should have took the trades.
We're less than a minute. Let me stop and I'll send a new invite. This is our transition to finish our discussion.
coming up next.
Good one. Yeah, we're okay. Transition.
Hey.
So to finish up our fantasy talk for this week, let's talk about who's available on each roster. For us, just us. We don't need to go through everyone's. Paul, who's available on your roster?
I'd listen to most people. Vlad's probably not on the table, so don't keep offering for him. But like, and now Shohei's probably off the table as well. But if someone could entice me enough, maybe. I was trying to get third. Go. What?
I'm sorry. You're tough to trade with because you don't want pitching. So,
no.
What the hell can we make you? How the hell can we make your roster better?
I was trying to get a third baseman because my fucking Eduardo, whatever the freaking Escobar sucks.
Yeah.
You cursed him, but so it was like second base and third base is what I was trying to fill. But
Okay.
Second base, I got Altuve now. So third base would probably be it, honestly.
Okay.
I mean, if I got like top end pitching, maybe like top end pitching, but that's not going to be probably anything anybody wants to trade with me.
Be the kiss of death. Yeah, here, Paul. You could use some good pitching. That could be your downward spiral where you like buy into.
Yeah,
it.
but then if I have a bunch of good pitchers, then I can't stream, and that's my strategy. And I've gone too far at this point. I can't change course now. I need to win this way. Is what needs to happen.
Yeah, now it's a matter of principle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, there's no like me liking pitching, blah blah blah. No, I'm going to stream pitching every freaking week, and then we're going to see if it works out.
Yeah, when Paul wins the league, this is his money ball.
Mm-hmm. Take it to Matt. Start to get my notes all together now. Get ready for the book, and the movie after that. And bam. I gotta work on the title for it. I'll start working on that. The title of my book about.
Technically, it's
baseball.
Moneyball. You can just go with Moneyball. You have you win money every year. The strategy's working.
True, but Moneyball's already there. I can't use that again.
Cash Moneyball.
I think stream has to be somewhere in there, right? Or fuck pitching, just only draft hitting and see what happens. That's a good one. Maybe that's a good working title right now.
Field of Streams.
Yeah, I was going to say, or field and stream, not outdoor edition.
Field of Streams
outdoors.
Field of Streams is pretty good, Dave. I like that.
I can't take credit. So I will. I will take credit. That was my option for the name of the league when we were trying to name the league. I had suggested that to Dan. And if we're going back to what we originally talked about, Dan hates everything about what I suggest. So it probably was good, but he said came from me. It's not going to happen. But we ended up going with the Alex Cora Center for kids, which is still hilarious. And I think that's also him getting me again, because I have to type all that shit out for my YouTube clips.
He just uses you to get clarity, because when he's not sure about something, whatever you suggest, he then knows.
Yeah, not that.
What he wants to do.
Mike, who's available for you?
Now I know Bieber just had a not great start, but he's my guy. I gotta hang on to him. He was my only keeper. So looking to shop pretty much anybody. Well, open to offers, but probably gonna stick with my closers. So not gonna be trading either of those.
Me, it's hard to like put people available because you can get 2 guys injured tomorrow and you need to fill in. And there's people on the waiver wire that can help, but
it's hard. It's scary trading a healthy player. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, I'd say Paul Goldschmidt's available. I would have put Will Smith up, but then Carson Kelly went on the IL, so I really need Will Smith. But, later in the season, I'd say Jordan's available. Alvarez. Mike, we had talked about that. So I'd say later when Wander Franco gets called up, I might be shopping Alvarez.
I would also like to offer, if anybody would like to try the Yankees catching experiment, it's really fun. So if you want to trade for Sanchez and Higashioka, I'm open.
Package deal.
Yeah. I've gotten a lot of production out of my catcher position since doing it, but it's weird having 2 catchers on the team.
Should just draft Salvador Perez like I do every year and don't even have to worry about it, baby. Everybody sleeps on Salvi. Just solid as a rock, baby.
When we were at the draft, like live draft, when you drafted him, we all went, what the fuck? It's too early, but he's so damn consistent in the catcher's position. Like that's fine.
Okay, but it was early.
You say that, but then look at my offense. Like I don't care about pitching, so you subtract every one of those people out of it.
I know he's gonna, and because I just said that, he's gonna hit 4 home runs this week against me.
Yeah. So F you.
Yeah.
Hey, Salvi's doing pretty good this year, Paul. No, he won't.
Damn, Dave,
but I would love to put Salvador Perez stats against Yankees catcher stats and see what. I mean, the batting average is probably like $150, but besides that,
just the stats from the catcher position
from those 2, yeah,
that'll be a good next pod. We'll come with those.
Somebody look it up.
Stat boy.
We've already given catchers too much talk on this podcast. We need to change the subject.
It's true. Get him off. Get out of here. Anything else baseball wise before we get into the media that we consume?
No. How about the Giants just being good, like really good, and not really having any real big standouts?
It kind of bothers me because of I don't believe Kevin Gossman's a good baseball player, but he has turned into an ace. He was on the Braves for 2 years, and he was okay, and then he just fell off. Then he went to the Reds, didn't do great, and now is at a resurgence and is a legitimate ace right now. I mean, Lute lucked out having him. It's just crazy because Kevin Gossman does not. It's just not a name that rings confidence for me. I'm happy for the Giants, though. They're a fun team to root for.
Yeah, for sure.
Mad bum or no mad bum.
It's not an even numbered year, so they're not going to win it.
It's true.
Bingo.
Well, Paul, what have you been watching, listening to, or reading, or pods?
Reading. We're actually we got into the Mayor of Easttown and HBO Max. Wild show. Definitely suggest that one. So
Kate
it's got like
Winslet?
5. What was that?
Kate Winslet?
Yeah. Yep.
I just saw a headline about it. So what's it about, roughly?
So she's a cop, and there was like girls disappearing in the town or murders, and then they all know each other because like it's like a Eastern PA sort of area, so like outside Boston, that how everybody knows everybody and in each other's business, and her ex-husband lives behind her, and
Real
it's got
heavy.
kind of that sort of small town
real-
vibe stuff with it, so it kind of makes it funny from that standpoint. But it's I think it's 5 episodes in, real good. Suggest it for sure.
Real heavy Delco accents on that show. I've been hearing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. For sure.
Way to rub it in. You got HBO Max. No big deal.
We got it through Hulu. Something with Hulu. So.
Oh, nice. I'll go real quick. I think I watched the college admissions scandal documentary, or where they're actually having people act to describe. I was telling you about it, Mike, but Matthew Modine, who's 11 from Stranger Things, the father, that actor, he's playing the brains, the guy that was behind the whole college admissions scandal that got Aunt Becky in jail. Really didn't know that it was driven by a person. He was like a middleman, called it the side door of getting students into the university, not necessarily the back door, which is just giving money to the university to get your kid in. He would take money and then somehow get them in. There were some outrageous schemes, and we've heard them all, but like, they're not athletes, but then they would take pictures on a rowing machine and then Photoshop the picture onto an actual rower to get them recruited as an athlete for USC.
Jesus.
And then just have that person never show up to practice, but be technically a recruited walk-on, not on scholarship. Just crazy. How does this not get picked up? Like, I would notice it in my old job at ECU. I would notice it. So I don't know how it went on for so long, 10 years, 5 years, whatever it was, but kind of crazy. It was interesting to watch, a little dragged on and made it a little dramatic, but it's all the things you know about college. Money rules all, just taking over. But it was funny to see people actually have to pay for it. So that was bad use of the word, pay for it, get in trouble for it. But that's really it.
Yeah. Now, whenever I see like a college basketball game and the last guy on the bench comes on and the crowd goes crazy, I'm gonna think that kid was like one of these fake athletes.
It's true. Now we'll have to dive deep into that. Yeah, you feel a good story, but yeah, you actually got in through the side door. Mike, are you watching anything? Oh,
no, go watch yourself. I'll circle back. Go.
Yeah, so nothing new really, but just was flicking through Hulu the other day and put on a little movie called Predator. Just watch Predator.
Little ditty.
It still hits so hard.
Nice.
That the original.
Oh yeah.
The
muscle mass alone.
Has anybody seen the new Mortal Kombat movie? Is that up your alley, Mike?
Is it good?
What do you think about that?
I loved it, but I was pretty sure that Mortal Kombat had enough characters. They didn't need to make up a new one for the movie.
Yeah.
Who's the new one?
The main character.
Yeah, I don't even remember his name. That's how forgettable he was.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
Worth watching
I
though.
thought,
Was it
I
good?
thought he was going to be Scorpion the whole time. I thought that was like something going through him to turn him into Scorpion, but it made sense the guy coming back or whatever being Scorpion. But
Yeah, spoilers for our listeners, but he's not Scorpion, so I don't know what the hell they're doing.
No. Paul, were you going to say something, or that was it? Mortal Kombat.
no. ECU. You mentioned ECU baseball going to make it the World Series this year. No.
I have not paid attention as much as I used to, but I did see they're going to host a regional, and that's a pretty early assignment of hosting a regional, which means you're pretty good. I think they're ranked like 12th in the country, but they're not letting fans in. Maybe that'll change now with the mask guidelines being relaxed, but they're still playing regular season. They're not even in their conference championship yet, so to already host a regional means they're doing all right.
Yeah, I think they're up to 10 or 11. So unless they just like fall apart, they still should be within the top 16 to host. So
Yeah, that's good for Greenville. Good. You watching this Mets Braves game?
I just got the alert.
Thomas Nido, home run in the ninth to win it.
Oh, it's a real who's who on the lineup right now for the Mets.
The Braves are 0-2 against this Mets team right now.
Yeah, they had a rookie. I can't even pronounce his last name. He had 2 walk-offs without getting his first major league hit.
How do you get the walk-offs? What were they?
I believe one was a hit by pitch and one was an error.
Very New York Met.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Any music we're listening to?
I don't have anything new. No.
all the Black Keys came out with a new album, so I was starting to dive in or listen to a few tracks off of that. So I haven't really dove into it too much, but I'll listen to that soon.
I've listened to it. I listened to it and I really liked it one time through, and it's not like some of their other stuff where it's like hit you in the face, like Gold on the Ceiling, like where it's like actual rock. This is like more subdued, kind of like, it's still Black Keys. They had an album like this one already where it's just the same mood every song.
Yeah. I think they called it like smoky blues or like rock sort of deal, to where it's kind of like one of their first albums they had come out.
Yeah, the smoking gun on the actual cover of the album, that's the same album. It's like, I can't pronounce the word, but Keith and I were actually talking about that once, where when you have the Black Keys on, you just feel cool. Or that's just something I told myself.
No, it's true. Feel like you feel like you should be wearing a leather jacket.
Yeah, and just pointing. But
good stuff.
My wife likes to watch this thing called Architectural Digest on YouTube. Now it's basically cribs, but more upscale, where you have less, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just, you can tell it's a little like more for adults as opposed to whatever cribs demographic was. But Big Sean was on this, and he is one of the most chill people. He lives in Detroit and he has a mansion. And listening to him talk, I was like, I think I like this guy. Now I know him. I've always seen him like featured on Kanye's stuff. So I've just been recently, I went through his discography, which was, weird because some of it is very sexual.
Ass.
Oh yeah, one like I don't fuck with you. Like I was like, all right, I gotta skip this one. But most of all, I do like him, so I actually saved his album. So I think I listened to two, one from 2013, one from 2015. But yeah, Big Sean coming out of my speaker right now. Not kid friendly. Not kid friendly. But yeah, anything else? It's getting late on the East Coast here, Paul. You got a lot more life to live.
It's getting late here in the Central Time Zone too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's all for the people, giving them what they want.
Exactly. I appreciate the invite back to join in. So thank you.
It's been real, man. I'm gonna keep sending you that
great.
Dave Chappelle.
Great to have you back, Paul.
It's no Dr. Evil, just
That was great too. Well, until next time, we've been doing every other week, so maybe we'll get you back on here, Paul. I know you're busy.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
And one more
Alright.
time for the people, the stat of the week. RBIs.
Yes,
Yeah.
RBIs.
Ribbies.
Not this week. Not this week. Next
Yes.
week. When it's
Following
actually
week.
Paul, you're versus me, so you can take it out on me.
Yeah, save
Oh,
your
look at you
RBIs.
already
Paul.
looking ahead on your schedule.
I got it
Save your
circled.
RBIs.
Everyone. I got everyone circled.
Everyone circled.
All right.
I hope Escobar has the greatest week ever next week.
Yeah, next week.
All right. Good night.
See you,
Adios.
fellas.